Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Motivational Montage. And if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn that subscription of yours today. Pardon the shadow here. The sun is exactly where my tree is that I've got clipped my recording device. And, blah, 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 yackity smackity. Yeah, I lost you. Greetings. Welcome to Okay, let me just get right into this so you can understand what I'm getting at. And yes, it's not a very pretty view, but there's a reason I'm here. Greetings. Before I start, I best define what the title means. Blah, 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 yackity schmackity. It's a phrase used when someone is talking about a lot of nothing and going on and on and on about it. Oh, and by the way, excuse me, I am suffering from a little bit of a cold, and yes, it is cold, but I gotta get these done, right? Yeah. So, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's used when someone is speaking and the listener has no idea what is being said. For example, the carburetor works on Bernoulli's principle. The static pressure of the intake air reduces at higher speeds, drawing more fuel into the airstream. The listener, blah, 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 yackity schmackity. You lost me at Bernoulli's principle. I already sense some of you might know where this is heading, and you could be right. Or you could be one of the others who thinks it's something else I'm going to talk about. You could be right. It's even possible you are some of those who don't try to guess the future direction of the words until you get there. And you would also be right. I have a very active mind. My thoughts are always going somewhere, sometimes faster than I want, and sometimes slower than I expect. But either way, they're not always on topic. What's worse is sometimes the thoughts are not even necessary or even proper to have at that moment. My point being is I can't empty my mind, clear my thoughts, or otherwise stop thinking of things. And no, I'm not talking about the thing, even though sometimes the thing is prominent. I'm talking about in general, like the shadow, Anyway, okay, so this is normal, you might say. Everyone has this issue, right? Not necessarily. If you're involved in something else, like an important conversation or attending some serious study, your mind usually stays involved with it. Not mine. Nope. I could be talking about the weather to someone, and when I'm done talking and they begin to speak, my mind starts to wander into some other related topic. I also have this in the reverse. I'm talking about something, and as I'm forming my words, my thoughts drift into unrelated topics and thoughts, and sometimes I get really confused. And I either forget what what it is I wanted to say, or I lost the direction I was heading in the conversation. In that particular case, I have no eye teeth, so I can't really see what I'm saying. Sometimes never mind. Like just now, when I was typing out the blog, in that last paragraph, and my thoughts were not fully on the words to choose, but drifted into thoughts about my Minecraft world that I host for my ministry, and if I should begin some serious advertising. Blah, 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 yackity schmackity. I kind of lost myself with the weather, but, that's neither here nor there. Bottom line, I have a feeling this is due to my lack of experience in society, life, or humanity in general. But I can't be sure. It could be from a bit of inability to avoid being distracted too easily. Squirrel. Yeah, that's in the blog. I just had to act it out. It may have something to do with an actual interest in the topic, or even lack thereof. Maybe even not having enough of the information or knowledge necessary for the topic that causes my thinking to go astray. Whatever the reason this particular thorn is in my side for, and it does vary from situation and vary in forms, I can be comforted in the fact that God is still on the throne and can still use me in His kingdom. He never gets confused. He never gets distracted. His plan is for me, and His plan is for His kingdom. My mind may be important, but not as much as my heart. And I end the blog with Soli Deo Gloria. Yeah. Interesting. 5 minutes in, that was a long blog to read. What am I trying to get at? You see that stump right there? That used to be a tall tree. Wind came along, big old storm, knocked it down. It stood for years. I mean, you can kind of sort of see on the rings here. I don't know if you can actually zoom in and count them, but it's a pretty old tree. It's been around for a while. But finally something brought it down. Okay, that's natural. That's normal. And we go through this in our own life. I mean, we got a storm, it'll knock us down. And we got a situation that we're involved in, and all of a sudden it gets to a point where we just can't handle it. Or we got to figure this out, and we got to figure that. And suddenly we're brought to a standstill, and sometimes even knocked down. But it's okay. Especially in conversations, especially when you're doing something or getting involved with something, or somebody getting involved with you, and there's a confusion or distraction or whatever. It might knock us down, but if God is still on the throne, are we really useless? That's what I'm trying to point out here. This seems like it just couldn't handle it anymore. Yeah, but in God's ultimate plan, this is decaying, right? It's going to feed the forest floor. There's probably animals living in there, and who knows what else, you know? So God knew what he was doing when this tree fell. Now, did the tree say, oh, no, I don't want to fall? Probably. I mean, if you wanted to use your imagination, you could go that far. But I doubt it. The tree just said, I'm a tree. Oh, no, big storm. Okay, God, you got plans for me. And timber, you know. That's all it did. And now it's, there. And, of course, the people came by and they cut it up so that you can still walk through the path here. This is actually a bike trail. And you could probably walk it if you really wanted to risk it. But, mountain bikers, they roll. So what am I getting at? What is it that I'm trying to say here in all of this? If we don't understand something, if we're not convinced we're fully paying attention, then maybe we need to stop, back up a second, think about things, and then think about things. Remember, we got 3 brains. We got the brain, we got the heart brain, we got the gut feeling brain. We got to pull all these brains together, and we got to really figure this out. Sometimes it takes the Word of God, the Bible. Sometimes it takes talking to another believer. Sometimes it's just like this tree. We just go with it. But the bottom line here, like I said, he's still on the throne. Doesn't matter what I think. It's all about what he thinks, right? Right. And he thinks he loves me. No, he knows he loves me. Yes, because he sent his son. And because of his son loving me, I can love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Ah! Put that in your pipe and smoke. Okay, that's a bad joke. Yeah, stay blessed, safe, healthy, or frosty, y'all. Till next time we get together, keep looking up.